All right, we are back, Flying Dutchman Cards. I'm here with my brother Doug, and we are breaking down 1989 tops. And up next, we have our bottom tens. And so this is something we're not necessarily critiquing uh, the the appearance of said players. Not to say, hey, you're really ugly or something like that. It's more just these cards didn't do it for us in terms of the aesthetic or
Didn't tickle the imagination.
yes. So, well, let's jump in here. I'm going to start with my bottom 10. So let's, I guess number. This is always the part. It's like the worst or the bottom, the 10 of the bottom, anyways. So first up, we have Ron Oyster for the Reds, and this this one was just. I was like, how more uninterested could you be in taking this photo when you're just like in some sense you have to think that this is posed because his head is tilted to the side, but it's like I don't even want to be doing this. And then it's like he like this could just be an insurance salesman that they throw a helmet on and say, hey, you guy that's sitting in the stands back here, you're Ron Oyster now, and like no one would know the difference.
It looks like they're like, okay, he's like here, like looking off in the distance. They're like, okay, now look the other way, and he does this one behind the shoulder, snap it, and then the first one, his eyes were closed, so they picked the second one. That's all the photos they have because
right, yeah.
I don't know what else Ron Oyster did.
Right, and two, it's like I mean, this is like a windbreaker or something, but like no Reds logo on it, just nothing,
Yeah.
So that was my number 10. Next one, kind of keeping with insurance salesman, Rod Nichols here. This is kind of like the epitome of like the 80s look. You got the popped collar, got the little bit of mullet going, got the giant glasses. I feel like he could have been in, like an 80s movie, just kind of hanging out as a, from like a high school, kind of young looking guy too. Like, it's like, hey, I'm just, I'm Rod Nichols. I'm here to play baseball. So, yeah, this one was just, and then two, you have your Chief Wahoo up here at the top, but, the pop collar was kind of probably what did it the most for me. So.
Did he wear those glasses in game? Because
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe that was back in the day.
Yeah.
But then also, like, I don't think I've ever seen a baseball player with a popped collar, like even just sitting in the dugout. You know what I mean? So,
right.
He's just like alone on an island. Like, I don't care what you guys think. I'm a cool.
Yeah. Well, and two, I mean, this is probably
it's not a highlight of it.
Yeah. Nice. Moving on here, we got Dwayne Murphy. So this one, a little overexposed. So we got the flash on, we got that, made sure that was good, but you can see a shadow here on his bat, which looks like a white. You can't even really tell it's a bat because it's just so overexposed. It's like, what are you holding?
Yeah.
So this one was just like,
it's a lightsaber.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, was that you know what I mean? Like this, I'm assuming that they're taking more than one, but maybe this is the only one that developed halfway decently, and it was just kind of ridiculous of overexposed flash. So.
And I imagine this is at Tiger Stadium, and so there must be like a shadow or something from those big upper decks,
right?
And then you also have a shadow on the top of his brim, which is impressive. Like, where is that coming from? But,
right.
Yeah, it's a very interesting photo.
Yeah. Next up, staying with the Tigers theme, Dave Bregman. So also with the flash issues, you can see his shadow here in the background. So, which I thought was interesting. It's just like there's so much going on here. It's like, well, we got the shadow. Looks like he just got out of like the batting cage. He's probably not even on the field. There's like, hey, kneel down. We're gonna take this picture and not even know what we're doing here. Totally butchered.
He has no idea that there's his evil shadow twin is behind him at this point.
Right. It's like, look around, turn around. So
Yeah, it also seems like that's got to be AstroTurf because it's very shiny grass.
Yeah. So, but at that point too, the AstroTurf would have all been. There wasn't any. Oh, I guess there was. I guess yeah, there's outdoor stadiums with AstroTurf, but yeah, and this just the background is very odd. It's like where is this kind of thing? So
he might have only been posing for a few photos, so there's multiple photographers at one time.
right.
So someone else has a good shot of him with a good background.
Yeah, and they're taking from the other end,
kind of off to the corner, like having to shoot another one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Next up, we have Israel Sanchez. So he's playing at the baseball desert where there's absolutely nothing on the horizon, or there's a faint outline of some white lines, but
baseball for days.
Right. Yeah. So we got no hat on, which is always kind of interesting. It's just like you're playing baseball, like you're always wearing a hat. We got some awesome chest hair going, and obviously the awesome stash, which bumps us up why it's not any lower than this, but it's just this weird like ocean of baseball fields, and it's just like this is so bizarre. So
yeah, I do like the light blue and the white on his sleeve. That's nice.
That's true. That is very nice. So this would have been if they would have played if he was at like Boise State's football field with the the blue field. Blue pants, multiple colors of blue here, blue sky, and then a blue field. I think that would have just made it even better. So
yes.
So next up, I got Mr. Moose Stubbing right here. Couple things. One, I never knew that Moose Stubbing was ever a manager of any major league team. So that was kind of the first thing. But just I think we mentioned this in the manager one, but it looks like he's wearing like a trucker hat. This does not look like this looks like a souvenir shop hat that he just threw on. Looked off in the distance and said, like, why are you taking my picture again? I'm a manager. Why am I in a baseball card set? So I just thought this was his name is Moose. Which this probably one could have actually ended up in my most interesting one, but I threw it here in the bottom 10 just because it's his concerned look on his face where he's just like, some of the guys have like no expression, which I feel like is better than the like concerned the sun is in my eyes and I really don't want to be here. Look,
they're like, why am I looking in this direction? It's like, okay,
yeah. It's like, I guess I'll wear this hat you just gave me. So. Next up, we have Kelly Downs pitching in front of some corrugated metal. So
I don't remember seeing this one. This one's crazy.
Yeah. So this must be at one because I think there's a Nolan Ryan box bottom one that's the same spot. So this must be at a stadium, like a visiting stadium,
like a bullpen, maybe.
Yeah, like a bullpen somewhere.
Yeah,
but it's just so weird. It's just like. Yeah, I don't know what to do with it because it's like he's not. Yeah, like he's retrieving the ball from the catcher after throwing a pitch in front of a corrugated wall. Like,
he's doing a bullpen session, and then the catcher's like, "Oh, pop up!" and like throwing one up high, and he's like, "Oh man." They're playing a prank on him, but
yeah. So
that's an interesting shot. It's like. I gotta imagine they only have a handful of photos from each player, if that. They this might be the only one they had.
Right, and they're just like, well, let's drop it down, guys. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. So this is a one we mentioned too with the All Stars, but this is Danny Jackson stretching. So he's an All Star. He's killing it because he's doing such an awesome job, and the best we could do is have him stretchy. So it's just like, really, like that's like if I was Danny Jackson, I'd be like, so that's the one you picked?
Yeah,
me just stretching, and so this one goes hand in hand because not only is his All-Star card stretching, but his base card is him just looking off in the distance. He also still could be stretching. So I think they literally got these two shots back to back. Like he stood up after he did that stretch and he's stretching some more. And that's all that Danny Jackson, somebody had an axe to grind with him at Topps and they're just like, we're never going to show you pitching. Like, you be my favorite team that one time. So
two things that we can determine from these cards. One, that Danny Jackson's left side is his best side.
Yes.
Because they only want that side. Second, he's not going to be pulling a hammy.
Right. He's very limber.
And third, again, go back.
Yeah.
That's the same day. It's the same. It's the same photo shoot. Like he just went from doing like pulling up his quads to then going down and doing his hammies with these ones.
Right.
And it's like that's Wrigley Field in the background, just blued out.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
because it's the same warm up jackets, no hat, same hairdo.
Right.
So that they're like the photographer's like, maybe if I just get all my photos of Danny Jackson before the game starts, then I can just enjoy a nice game at Wrigley.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about getting Danny Jackson in action.
Right. He does have some nice hair, though. I mean, I got to say that for
jealous.
Yes, very
We're both jealous. We're both jealous.
We're both jealous.
Sorry, Danny Jackson, you made the bottom 10, but we are jealous of your hair. That's why you're on the bottom 10.
Right. And also too, but yeah, so the bottom, jealous of the hair, but he doesn't get the number one because the hair saves him a little bit. But and then the number one worst bottom 10 card, John Watham. So this is another one where it's a manager card, so it's already in the bottom 26 to begin with. And so then it's like, wait, we also just kind of overexposed him and just took a terrible picture with a giant shadow in the background. And that also makes him look like 400 pounds. Like, it's not like a flattering shadow at all. It's like, how can we make him look as fat as possible? And John Watham is not a heavy set person, but here his shadow definitely weighs 400 pounds. So
a couple observations.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I feel like this set in particularly has a lot of flash photos. Like
right, yeah.
It's kind of weird. Like baseball photos should be the easiest photos to take because they're outside. Yeah. Like there's light. It's like summertime. You know what I mean? You should be able to get a nice crisp photo without having to use a flash.
Right.
Unfortunately, they decided to take this picture in the Royals, like the stadium, like where the electrical box is. He just turned on the lights. He's like, all right, now we're ready for a night game.
Yeah.
Because he's also like hiding whatever tools he's using behind his back.
Yeah, like he was working on the electrical. It's like, oh, they're gonna take my picture, and he hides it behind his back. So, and you can tell too, like he doesn't even really have his hat on either, right? Like his hat is popped up a little bit. It's like
that's because he's trying to figure out where the electrical box was.
Yeah.
So
the only saving grace of this one is this awesome Royals jacket, but even that is not enough to save it from the worst bottom 10 card of. I won't say it's the worst card because I'll just say it's
your bottom
10. It's my bottom 10.
It's up to your imagination. You pick the worst out of there.
Right, exactly.
As a viewer.
Yes.
Well, that wraps up my bottom 10 cards from 1989 Topps. So what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Was I too harsh? Was I not harsh enough? So post your comment below what you thought. On our next episode, Doug's going to be revealing his bottom 10 list. And so we'll see what he has to say. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.